Good morning, and what another beautiful morning it is as I set this tripod up and try to face the glare and the various things. You may drive through an entrance 100 times and never notice the details, the character, the amount of time it went in to create it, to make it what it is. I know when I make a video like this, I cannot see if I cover the whole thing, if you see me at all, or it's just more of an assumption and with the experiment of time. Why do I point out these few details? I'm very late for where I would like to be, and what I need to do. It's getting hot. It's after 10 o'clock. I've been up here at this point since daybreak. I took a picture of the sunrise before the sun came up. And I believe it was 6:28. Sent it to my sister. 9 minutes later, it was above the tree line quite a distance. I've already posted a video on a swallow-tailed kite. Swallow-tailed kite. So maybe you saw that one if I get this one loaded. But in my hand is the complete 54 book Apotheca. You know what I'm trying to say if you've ever heard of it. And several great things, or several neat things, I would say, that I read in there thus far this morning. But the story of Joseph, where he's sold into slavery, you'll find this in Genesis, a small bit of Moses' writing. And if I'm wrong, I stand corrected. The account of Moses' writing of Joseph. But in here, the 12 sons evidently give their own 12 last testimonies or testaments to their children. It says, in a nutshell, the reason he would not tell nobody that he was a Hebrew slave or where he came from, that he did not want to disgrace his brothers. A whole different thought of what you may read and understand from reading the Bible. Where he's put in the pit, where the Mennonites or Hittites or whoever come along and they sell him into slavery. Where he ends up in Egypt. God's purpose, God's plan. He goes into most of the writing is how Potiphar's wife tries to seduce him. How he fasted and prayed for a long period of time. Again, I've only read it one time and it was somewhat in haste. While I was reading it, I looked down. 8 feet from my feet was a skunk. A pretty good startling start of your day when you look down and you can see the whiskers. Never smelt him, which is a great thing. I was able to move before he was able to turn, if you get my drift. As I just heard a fallen tree in the background cut down with a tree cutter, because you know the sounds that these things make. I'm led to point out a couple of things. To be able to stay behind a decorative gate, secure, and enjoy the beauty, the privacy, the control I was just saying to someone about getting the bush hog or a bush hog to bush hog it, and within an hour came the county to cut it. 2 bush hogs, or rotary cutters, whatever you want to call it. And just about 4 times the distance of my truck, I run out and caught the guy. The one had already gone by on the left, going north. He's on the right, again, between here and that light pole. That bird just landed. He was about where that bird just landed. If you was to zoom in, you saw that bird. I come out and I flagged, waved my hands, and I wanted to speak to him. First thing I did, I offered him some water. He said he had plenty of stuff. I said, what's the chances that you could cut up next to the fence? He said, well, my supervisor, my boss, my road foreman told me that we're only to make 1 pass on either side and go on about our business, if you will. As I talked to him, he said, but I'll do it for you, or something like that, because I was asking for a favor. And I thought, man, this is going to be nice. I can go fix my lunch and come back, and it'll be all clean when I come back. We've been spraying. We've been doing everything we can to keep it up. The soybeans are looking very good. 7 minutes. I got all the way back down to fix my lunch. And as I'm driving up, I feel like I hear the Lord tell me, go back and tell him to not cut it, because he'd be going against what his boss told him to do. So I drove right back, and I met him as far as you could see that way at the end of the fence. And when I drove up, or as I was driving up, he was meeting the second tractor coming back, which was actually the first tractor coming back on that side. I did not talk to that guy, which was the first driver going on the left, going north. So I pulled up behind the one I had spoke to. I was going to call his name, but I feel I shouldn't. I said, look, I felt like, because I prayed for him when I talked to him the first meeting him. I prayed for him. And when I come back, I told him, I said, I felt like the Lord told me to come back and tell you not to cut it without you getting your boss's permission. So it's obvious when I backed up and they were communicating, they exchanged words. As I was driving back, I noticed the first tractor went through was doing what he had already intended on doing, evidently, and mowed beside the fence, because he was waiting on the other tractor so they could go to the next location. So I feel better knowing that I asked him not to sin, if you will, or go against what his boss had told him to do. In my hand is a cup. And if you've ever been around me any length of time, you know that I always pretty much have a styrofoam cup. I drink all my drinks out of a styrofoam cup for the most part. I don't like a cold cup in my hand. I don't like a sweaty cup in my hand. And I like to write on my cups. You can put a lid on it. You can take it with you. You can refill it. You can turn it upside down sometimes. But anyway, coffee. Right now it's got Gatorade in it. But written on it are words I heard this morning as I was awoken from my sleep. And when I say that, there's variations of coming out of a dream or coming out from the, what do you call it, conscience, subconscious. I hear the song, God Bless America. God bless America. That's all I'm going to give you. But then I heard the soul. God bless America, the soul. That's not the way the song reads. That's not the way the song is written or sung anywhere in it, to my understanding. Again, I'm hearing this. I'm feeling it. I'm hearing it. I'm sensing it. And then I hear the words, something about scheduled income. Scheduled income. And I don't really know, because this is, again, I'm thinking, I don't want to write this down. I can just say it enough, I can remember it. But if I don't write it down, many times I forget it. Especially words like that are not words that I would ever use. But I know what it means for someone that's drawing retirement. My little check, my big check, pays my truck note and my telephone bill and maybe a few other things. But that is a very big, I want to say, honor, reward, feeling for you hardworking people that have paid in. Pay as much as you can in as a short period of time as we have for those that can draw and will draw. It may have a way of going to your loved ones, and I'm sure that's true. But I sense scheduled income is fixing to be disrupted. Now, I know the 1st of June, I heard the Lord tell me destruction coming. Shortly after I heard the word, I heard the numbers 27. As I read Isaiah 27, I've been wanting to do a video on Isaiah 27, but I won't right now because I'm still doing study on it. But I believe the 27 could have something to do with Isaiah 27. There's several other things that 27 has fit or highlighted. But what I want to write right now in front of you is something that's going through my mind between all of that this morning. Some of it I may have heard. Some of it I may have just thought. Some of it I may have just felt. For what's coming. I follow this one channel, and they're saying that something big will happen or be seen in the Olympics. Now, I haven't written this before, but I was thinking in my mind. And it's just something to ponder and think about, because I saw a video the other day where the number 88 was shown. So 8 being the 8th month of August, 8 being the 8th day of the month. But the year being 2024. 2024. However, if you add 2 plus 2 plus 4 equals 8. It's my understanding 24 is a governmental number. Just something that's been going through my mind. God bless you. Scheduled income. What will we do if we lose our scheduling, our direct deposits of scheduled income? God bless America, the soul. God does love us. America was founded and set up, and I'm going to say in honor for the ways of Christianity. But how far we've got away from it, especially since the opening of the Olympics. Iran is really threatening Israel right now. We just sent another fleet over there. But how good are our shores? How good are our cities protected? Our counties and our states with all the focus somewhere else? Because when I read about Judah, it gave these battles. It talked about him outrunning a deer, catching a deer, outrunning various things. I'm thinking, whoa. Caught a leopard, killed it, and took the foal of whatever the kid, the lamb, kid, goat out of its mouth and killed it. Talk about all the animals that he killed. What is coming? I don't know. But are you ready? As this big breeze just starts to hit me, it feels so good. God bless you, Made Like New Ministries. This is this 8th month, the 6th day of 2020 on a Tuesday, probably approaching 10:45 in the morning. God bless you, Made Like New Ministries.